Close your eyes for just a moment. Feel the weight of your body where you sit. Notice the breath moving in and out, quiet and constant, like waves touching shore. You didn't have to remember to breathe. Your heart didn't wait for permission to beat. Right now, in this very moment, life is already flowing through you. And yet, how often do we forget? How often do we live 5 steps ahead or 10 years behind, never quite landing here, in the only moment that actually exists? This is where mindfulness begins. Not in a temple, not on a mountaintop, not after you've read the right book or learned the right technique. It begins here, in the ordinary chaos of your life, in the hum of the refrigerator and the ache in your shoulders and the thoughts that won't stop circling. Mindfulness is not an escape from life. It is a return to it. It is the practice of coming home to yourself, again and again, no matter how far you've wandered. You don't need to be calm to start. You don't need to empty your mind or sit in perfect stillness. You only need to be willing to notice, willing to pause, willing to meet this moment exactly as it is, without demanding that it be different. That willingness is the seed. Everything else grows from there. Let me tell you something that might surprise you. Mindfulness is not about stopping your thoughts. It's not about achieving some special state of bliss or transcendence. It's much simpler than that, and much harder. It's about being fully present with whatever is already here. The noise, the mess, the discomfort, the joy, all of it. Mindfulness is the art of paying attention, on purpose, without judgment. It's learning to see clearly, to feel deeply, to respond wisely instead of reacting blindly. In the Zen tradition, we say that enlightenment is an accident, but practice makes you accident-prone. What we mean is this: you cannot force awakening. You cannot manufacture peace, but you can show up. You can create the conditions. You can tend the soil, so that when the rain comes, something can grow. And that tending, that showing up, that's the practice. That's mindfulness. So how do we begin? How do we start this practice when our minds are loud and our schedules are full and everything inside us resists the idea of sitting still? We start small. We start honest. We start exactly where we are. There's an old saying: the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. The same is true for mindfulness. It doesn't matter that you didn't start yesterday. It doesn't matter that you tried before and gave up. What matters is this breath, this moment, this choice to begin again. Let me share a story with you. There was once a student who came to a Zen master seeking peace. He said, "Master, my mind is like a wild horse. It runs in every direction. I cannot control it. I cannot calm it. Please, teach me how to meditate." The master smiled and said nothing. Instead, he handed the student a cup of water, filled to the very brim. "Walk around the garden," the master said, "and do not spill a single drop." The student took the cup carefully. His hands trembled. His eyes locked onto the water, watching every tiny movement. He walked slowly, deliberately, barely breathing. When he returned, not a drop had been spilled. The master nodded. "Good, now walk again. But this time, also notice the flowers, notice the sky, feel the breeze, see the colors, and still do not spill the water." The student tried, but this time it was different. His attention was divided. He looked at a flower, and the cup tilted. He felt the breeze, and the water sloshed. By the time he returned, his robe was wet, and the cup was half empty. He felt defeated. "Master," he said, "it's impossible. I cannot do both." The master smiled again. "That is the practice," he said, "to hold the cup steady while also seeing the world, to be present with the task while also present with life. This is mindfulness, not one or the other, both, always both." This is what mindfulness asks of us: to hold our attention gently but firmly, to be with our breath, our body, our task, and also to be aware of the larger world around us. It's not about narrowing our focus until we see nothing else. It's about widening our awareness until we see everything, including ourselves, with clarity and compassion. So let's make this practical. Let's bring this into your real life, today, right now. You don't need a meditation cushion. You don't need incense, or candles, or a quiet room, though those things can help. What you need is a moment. Just one moment, where you choose presence over autopilot. It could be when you wake up, before you reach for your phone, before you start planning your day. Just lie there for 10 breaths. Count them. Feel them. Notice the rise and fall of your chest, the cool air entering, the warm air leaving. That's it. 10 breaths. That's your first practice. Or maybe it's when you wash your hands. How many times a day do we wash our hands and not actually feel the water? We're already thinking about the next thing, the email we need to send, the conversation we need to have. But what if, just once today, you really felt the water, the temperature, the texture, the way it runs over your skin? What if you noticed the soap, the scent, the slide of it? What if, for just those 20 seconds, washing your hands was the only thing in the universe? That's mindfulness. That's the practice. It can happen while you're drinking tea, while you're walking to your car, while you're standing in line at the grocery store. Mindfulness is not separate from life. It is woven into the fabric of every ordinary moment, waiting to be noticed. The question is not whether you have time to practice. The question is whether you're willing to wake up inside the time you already have. Now, let's talk about the mind. Because this is where most people struggle. They sit down to meditate, and immediately, the thoughts come flooding in, the to-do lists, the regrets, the worries, the mental chatter that never seems to stop. And they think, I'm doing this wrong. I'm bad at meditation. My mind is too busy. But here's the truth. There is no such thing as a busy mind. There is only a mind, and minds think. That's what they do. Expecting your mind to be silent is like expecting your heart to stop beating. It's not the goal. It's not even desirable. Mindfulness is not about stopping thoughts. It's about changing your relationship with them. Imagine you're sitting by a river. Thoughts are like leaves floating by on the surface. Some are beautiful, some are ugly, some are boring, but none of them are you. You are the one sitting on the bank, watching. You are the awareness that notices the thoughts, not the thoughts themselves. This is a profound shift. When you realize you are not your thoughts, you stop being tossed around by them. You stop drowning in them. You can watch them come and go, and you remain steady. Take a slow breath right now. Notice what's in your mind. Don't judge it. Don't try to change it. Just notice. Is there a worry, a plan, a memory, a sensation? Just name it silently. Worry, planning, remembering, and then come back to the breath. This is the practice. Notice, name, return, over and over. Not because you're trying to get rid of the thoughts, but because you're training yourself to not be ruled by them. Here's another way to think about it. Your mind is like the sky. Thoughts are like clouds. Sometimes the sky is clear. Sometimes it's stormy. But the sky itself is never disturbed. The sky is always whole, always vast, always present. The clouds come and go, but the sky remains. You are the sky. Your thoughts are just weather passing through. When you practice mindfulness, you're learning to identify with the sky, not the clouds. This takes practice. It takes patience. It takes kindness. So many people approach mindfulness like it's a test they need to pass. They sit down with grim determination, trying to force their minds into submission. But force doesn't work. Struggle doesn't work. What works is gentleness. What works is curiosity. What works is treating yourself the way you would treat a small child learning to walk. You wouldn't scold them for falling. You wouldn't tell them they're doing it wrong. You would encourage them. You would smile. You would help them up and let them try again. Bring that same kindness to your practice. When your mind wanders, and it will, don't criticize yourself. Just notice. Ah, I wandered, and gently, without drama, come back to the breath. Every time you notice you've drifted and you choose to return, that's not a failure. That's the practice. That's the repetition that builds the muscle of awareness. Let's ground this even more. I want to give you a simple practice you can start today. It's called the stop practice. It takes 1 minute. You can do it anywhere. Here's how it works. Stop. Whatever you're doing, just pause. Physically, stop moving if you can. Take a breath. One deep, conscious breath. Feel it fully. O. Observe. Notice what's happening right now. What do you feel in your body? What's the quality of your mind? What's around you? P. Proceed. Then, with that awareness, continue with whatever you were doing. That's it. 1 minute. You can do this while sitting at your desk, while stuck in traffic, while waiting for water to boil. It's a reset button for your nervous system. It's a way of punctuating your day with moments of presence instead of sleepwalking from task to task. Try it 3 times today. Just 3 times. Set a reminder on your phone if you need to. Stop. And when that reminder goes off, pause, breathe, notice, continue. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This sounds nice, but my life is too stressful for this. I don't have time to pause. I have deadlines, responsibilities, people depending on me. I hear you, I understand, but here's what I've learned, and what the practice will teach you. You don't have time not to pause. The more chaotic life gets, the more essential these moments become. It's like saying you're too busy driving to stop for gas. Eventually, you'll run out. Eventually, you'll break down. Mindfulness is not a luxury. It's not self-indulgence. It's maintenance. It's how you keep your system running. It's how you stay connected to your values, your clarity, your compassion. Without it, we operate on autopilot. We react instead of respond. We snap at the people we love. We make decisions from fear instead of wisdom. We forget what actually matters. The paradox is this: the busier you are, the more you need to slow down, not for hours, not even for long stretches, just for moments. Sacred pauses scattered throughout your day. These moments accumulate, they compound. Over time, they change the texture of your life. You become less reactive, more steady, less overwhelmed, more clear. You don't eliminate stress, but you change how you meet it. You build resilience from the inside out. Let me tell you what mindfulness is not. It's not positive thinking. It's not pretending everything is fine when it's not. It's not spiritual bypassing or toxic positivity. Mindfulness is about seeing clearly, and sometimes what we see is painful. Sometimes the present moment is hard. Sometimes being fully aware means feeling grief or anger or fear, and that's okay. That's part of being human. Mindfulness doesn't ask you to feel only pleasant things. It asks you to feel all things with honesty and courage. In fact, one of the most powerful aspects of mindfulness is how it helps us be with difficulty. When we avoid pain, it grows. When we resist what we're feeling, it tightens its grip. But when we turn toward it, when we meet it with awareness and breath, something shifts. The pain doesn't necessarily go away, but our relationship with it changes. We discover we're bigger than the pain. We discover we can hold it without being destroyed by it. There's a phrase in Zen: no mud, no lotus. The lotus flower grows in muddy water. It needs the mud to bloom. In the same way, our difficulties, our struggles, our pain, these are not obstacles to peace. They are the path. They are the fertile ground where compassion grows, where wisdom deepens, where we learn what it means to be fully, courageously human. So when you sit in mindfulness and you feel anxious, don't think you're doing it wrong. When you notice sadness or frustration or boredom, these are not failures. These are the practice. You're learning to be with what is, not with what you wish would be. You're learning to stop running, to stop numbing, to stop distracting yourself. You're learning to stay. And in that staying, in that willingness to be present, even when it's uncomfortable, you find a kind of freedom you never knew was possible. Here's a practice for difficult emotions. When something hard arises, try this. First, name it. This is fear. This is sadness. This is anger. Naming creates a little space between you and the feeling. Then, locate it in your body. Where do you feel it? Your chest, your throat, your stomach. Place your hand there if you can. Breathe into that space. Don't try to make the feeling go away. Just acknowledge it. I see you. I feel you. It's okay that you're here. Offer yourself the compassion you would offer a dear friend. This might feel strange at first. We're so used to fighting our feelings or ignoring them. But when you practice this, something remarkable happens. The feeling moves. It shifts. It's no longer this solid, unchanging thing. It's energy flowing through you, and you're learning you can hold it. You're learning you're not fragile. You're learning that you're capable of being with the full range of human experience without breaking. Let's talk about the body, because mindfulness is not just a mental practice, it's deeply embodied. Your body is always in the present moment. It's your mind that time travels, worrying about tomorrow, replaying yesterday. So when you want to anchor yourself in the now, come back to the body. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel the weight of your hips in the chair. Feel the breath moving in your belly. The body is a portal to presence. Try this right now. Wiggle your toes. Feel them. Really feel them. Now tense your shoulders. Hold for a moment and release. Notice the difference. Notice the sensation of letting go. Your body holds so much information. It holds tension, memory, emotion, and it also holds wisdom. When you practice mindfulness through the body, you're not just observing, you're releasing, you're healing, you're coming home to yourself in the most literal sense. You can practice mindful movement. Walking meditation is beautiful for this. You don't need special conditions. Just walk slower than usual. Feel each foot lifting, moving, placing. Feel the shift of weight. Feel the ground beneath you. Notice the movement of your body through space. You can do this in your hallway, in your backyard, in a parking lot, anywhere. The point is not where you walk, it's how you walk, with awareness, with presence, with gratitude for the miracle of a body that can move. As we move toward the end of our time together, I want to speak to something important. Mindfulness is not a destination. It's not something you achieve and then you're done. It's a practice. It's called a practice because you keep doing it. Not to get somewhere, not to become someone, but because the practice itself is the point. The practice is the peace. Each time you return to the breath, you're not climbing toward some future moment of enlightenment. You're tasting enlightenment right now. This moment of awareness, this is it. The Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh used to say, there is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. The same is true for peace. There is no way to peace. Peace is the way. Every moment you choose presence, you are peace. Every breath you take consciously, you are peace. Not someday, not when life calms down, not when you've meditated for 10 years, right now, in this imperfect, messy, ordinary moment. So be patient with yourself. Be kind. Some days the practice will feel easy, natural, like coming home. Other days it will feel impossible, like pushing a boulder uphill. Both are okay. Both are part of the path. What matters is that you keep showing up. Not perfectly, not without doubt or struggle. Just honestly, just with willingness. That's enough. That's more than enough. I want to leave you with one final image. Imagine a jar of muddy water. When you shake it, the water is cloudy, murky, impossible to see through. But when you set it down and leave it still, what happens? Slowly, the mud settles, the water clears. It becomes transparent. You didn't have to do anything except stop shaking the jar. This is what mindfulness does. It's not about adding something to your life. It's about stopping the shaking. It's about allowing your natural clarity to reveal itself. Your mind is already clear. Your heart is already whole. Your peace is already here. It's just been covered over by all the noise, all the rushing, all the doing. Mindfulness is the practice of letting things settle, of creating the conditions for clarity, of remembering what you've always known but may have forgotten. You are enough, exactly as you are, right now. So start today. Start with one breath, one moment, one pause. You don't need to change your whole life. You just need to show up for this moment, and then the next, and then the next. One breath at a time, you'll find your way home. Not to some distant place, but to here, to now, to the quiet center that has been waiting for you all along. You are not broken. You do not need fixing. You just need remembering. And mindfulness is how we remember, gently, patiently, with great compassion. So, take a breath, feel yourself here, and know that in this moment, you are exactly where you need to be. Today, may you find peace in simply being.